Who was Harold Roderick McIsaac? He was a very quiet, private man, a minimalist. He was a concise, straightforward, straight answer guy. He was a learned man, educated in our very own BC universities, not worldly nor athletic, but a bookworm, an observer, and a scientist. He was proud to be a Canadian, able to enjoy all of the privileges and freedom many of us take for granted. He was a kind, giving man. When our mother was suffering with cancer and required a caregiver, he took on that role himself, not I. When he and I talked about the work he was doing for the Ministry of Health, he was excited for the opportunity to participate in and use his skills on such an important, worthwhile project, work that could improve lives and maybe even save lives. This work may have eventually led to a subject for his PhD. A co-op student working as a research assistant for the Ministry of Health, he was first contracted in September 2010. His contract was extended several times. The last extension covered the term May 1st, 2012 to August 31st, 2012. Why am I doing this now? Public awareness, truth and honesty, answers and closure. There has been a gross injustice. For my brother Roderick's part in all this, all I can say is I do not understand. Some facts I do know. Late August 2012, perhaps the 27th or 28th, he was interviewed for a number of hours. During that interview, which was very intense for a non-confrontational person such as Rod, they had to break because he suffered some form of physical distress. After that break, the interviews resumed. On August 28th, he was suspended. He filed a grievance with the union that day. On September 5th, by written notice, he was requested to attend a meeting September 6th at 3 p.m. to discuss the findings of the interview. The letter clearly states for a need for confidentiality and that he is not to discuss this business with anyone other than his union rep. I don't know if he attended that requested meeting. I do know he received a letter dated September 6th outlining the disciplinary action taken. He was fired with just cause. Hard charges for anyone to fight or make a claim for EI or any compensation. Harder still because of the publicity. The manner in which the first of these employees were dismissed is disturbing. It was leaked to the press. A very callous thing for any employer to allow happen. In total, 8 employees or contractors were fired. Roderick committed suicide by carbon monoxide poisoning, asphyxiation. The coroner's report was completed in September 2013, at which time I received a copy. 9 months. 9 months in which they had his computer and cell phone analyzed, and no ministry data was reported found. These were also returned. The coroner's findings were that Rod experienced significant personal stress commencing August 2012 related to occupational and academic matters that had arisen in his life. Roderick committed suicide, not as an admission to guilt, nor financial distress, but in frustration. In my talks, Rod downplayed the issues, and at that time, I did not realize the stress he was suffering. His grievance hearing was set for late June 2013, far longer than the guidelines outlined by the government. On June 25, 2013, the BC Government Employees Union withdrew Rod's grievance and agreed to the employer's payout for those last 3 days on his contract, a sum of $482.53. the maximum Rod could hope to gain from the grievance process. The employer met their monetary obligation to the employee. He was unfired. They did not address any of the points stated in the disciplinary action. The check stub is their response. No answers, no explanation, no justice. I have been waiting for the government to have its day in court as I was given to understand what happened. But it seems there is no day in court, just closed-door settlements. Now we are here today. Several of the cases have been resolved. I'm very happy for that, but I still have no answers. Why were these people so publicly humiliated? As the employer involved, why were they not forthcoming with answers? The bad treatment of these people. They were doing research on drug interactions, important work that could help save lives. The dismissive attitude of our leaders by not addressing this issue with the attention that it deserves. That's why we're here. The government has been looking into this matter for 2 years. Still no answers. It has cost a ton of money, our money, and a lot of senselessly wasted man-hours. The work stopped and the funding has been withdrawn or cut from the therapeutics initiative. Why have they tried to make people think my brother did something wrong by referring to an RCMP investigation that simply does not exist? Why are they paying out settlements and using the monies of the hard-working people of BC without so much as a little honesty as to what this was all about? Have they forgotten that honesty and openness are good things, or that a few kindnesses, some compassion, and truth can go a long way? They have added insult to injury by misleading people. Roderick did nothing to merit the treatment he received. He was bullied and accused without the bother of a decent explanation. Nothing but extremely vague details, and those have not been entirely accurate. This is an injustice that should not go unchallenged in our society. Thank you for listening.